Welcome to the Ringside Gods Podcast, where we discuss everything from boxing to professional wrestling to mixed martial arts. This podcast is completely uncensored.
These little fucking internet trolls, I don't want them knowing who I am.
Unrestricted.
Is it because he looks like a lesbian?
And totally unadulterated.
Oh yeah, he'd be PC principaling me right now. He'd be like, did you just say that someone looked like a lesbian?
No topic is out of bounds.
I can't stand him. And I hope Junior Dos Santos beats him into a fucking coma and forces him to retire from health injuries. That's what I think of Derek the Fat Bitch Lewis.
So, strap yourselves in, because your podcast starts in 3, 2, 1, now. Hello everyone, I'm your host, Projectmadtrapr. Today is Thursday, March 7th, 2019, and welcome to episode 1 of the Ringside Gods Podcast. Now, we had an entire plan for this episode, and it's been thrown pretty much right in the trash. Simply because there's been so much MMA news that has happened, we have to cover it. We have to give our opinions on it. So today is not Thursday. It is News Day. UFC 235 just happened. We got a lot to cover and a lot to get to. And before I introduce my two co-hosts, I want to give a couple of shout-outs here. Now first, I want you guys to go down to Twitch and subscribe and follow my friend Phantom Bowser. All one word, Phantom Bowser, on Twitch. If you want to see some great Apex Legends gameplay, some great Anthem gameplay, and some great Fortnite gameplay, go subscribe to my friend Phantom Bowser on Twitch. All one word. Now, there are two MMA channels, that are YouTube channels, that I want to give a shout out to. We're not affiliated with them in any way, but it's all about giving credit where credit is due. I'm humongous fans of them. First, I wanted to give a shout out to the MMA Holes. They're a fantastic channel. They're the gold standard of YouTube channels dedicated to mixed martial arts. You know, they're incredibly funny. They have the best fight reactions on YouTube. They're very interactive with their fans. And if you want entertainment, that is the channel.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris from the MMA Holes. Okay, now, there is a lot of Daniel Cormier fans here, including myself.
Oh my god.
Do subscribe to the MMA Holes. You won't regret it. Now, the second channel isn't nearly as big. They don't have a lot of subscribers, but what they lack in subscribers, they more than make up for in passion. They also do fight reactions. They cover the news as well, but they're not just an MMA channel. They have their own podcast in which they talk about a variety of different topics. So it's always different, it's always fresh, and it's always great. So that channel is called Bucket of Wind. So go and subscribe, go follow their social media. Those guys are fantastic. And again, they're also extremely very interactive with their fans. They always get back to people. If you're looking for MMA content on YouTube and you don't know who to follow, those two definitely are the two channels I would recommend to follow. So, with all the pleasantries out of the way, let's begin. For those who don't know me, I've been a hardcore fan of mixed martial arts and boxing and professional wrestling for an extremely long time. I'm somewhat of a historian of all three. I know tons of stories, tons of facts, and you'll hear me reference them, believe me. I love to talk. You'll hear it. Now, same with my co-host, very knowledgeable about the sport. Now, you may know him from Xbox as KingPsycho. You may know him from a few other places by a few different monikers. Always controversial, but always extremely entertaining. I'm going to let him introduce himself. So, the floor is yours.
Hey, this is Tony the Bull, aka the King. Happy to be here tonight with my buddy Project. I guess I'll do a little background on myself. I was a long-time wrestler, amateur wrestler, and currently a competitive power lifter. Or I should say I'm a specialist. I compete in the bench press. Big fan of the UFC. I myself have had an exhibition MMA fight when I was about 19 years old. I guess you can say I'm a major fan of MMA, all fight sports, really. So what are we going to talk about tonight?
Well, we guess we might as well start with UFC 235, which just happened. Lots of fucking shit to start there. And whenever we have to, Drake will just pop in whenever. So let's start with Diego Sanchez, Mickey Gall.
Well, and let me steal a Mickey Gall quote here. In the words of Mickey Gall, what did you think was going to happen? You know, here we have a guy like Mickey Gall that doesn't even belong in the UFC, and he finally faces a UFC quality opponent, and he gets his ass handed to him. I saw it coming a mile away.
I thought Mickey Gall's quote was that I'm a big bitch and I bite Diego Sanchez on his chest. Did you see that? Mickey Gall bit Diego Sanchez during the fight.
Oh,
Diego
my gosh.
showed it off on his Instagram. And it looks circular, so he bit with the mouthpiece, I think. Now, whether or not that's teeth involved or not, a bite is still a bite. It's a dirty fucking move.
A bite's a bite, and, you know, I already didn't respect Mickey Gall a whole lot to begin with as far as, his credentials. Yeah. But this kind of plummeted him down the list a little more. I mean, not like he cares or whatever, but...
That was the thing, though, with Mickey Gall. What did they expect was going to happen? I mean, they got what they paid for, essentially. They brought this guy in for Sage Northcutt to beat, and Sage Northcutt didn't beat him. And, I mean, they brought this guy in for CM Punk to beat, too.
Well, they
didn't
really bring him in for Sage. I was going to say, they brought him in for CM Punk.
And it was just fucking embarrassing. So he beats some bums, he's in the UFC, and then what? It's like that's the thing. I've always been against when they start fighters too fast. I mean, he should have fought a few more bums and shouldn't even been in the UFC to begin with.
No, he had no business being in the UFC. He still doesn't. Hopefully he was cut. I don't know.
Well, you would think Dana's penchant for that.
I don't know what he's doing
cut
there.
him, right? You would think.
See, I was going to say, as far as Sage Northcutt's concerned, not to make excuses for him, but was that fight at welterweight?
I believe it was.
I don't think Sage is really cut out for welterweight. I think if that fight is at lightweight, we see a different fight. I think Sage is much better off at lightweight. I know he could try to give welterweight a go, but really not a good idea.
No, it isn't.
His weight is lightweight.
And he's
that should be his weight.
Oh, yeah. And he's inexperienced, too. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we shouldn't deviate away from the event too much.
No, we can. We got time. Fuck it. Who cares? We can do whatever the fuck we want. We're the Ringside Gods.
That's right. We'll discuss whatever the fuck we please.
Exactly. All right, how about we move on to Johnny Walker versus Misha Cirkunov?
Oh my gosh.
How the fuck do you pronounce that guy's name?
Johnny Walker's a scary
fucking 30
guy.
seconds.
I think he's a little crazy too.
Scary, that's the future. Oh, fuck yeah, he injured himself.
Yeah.
In his celebration.
Yeah. He can only beat himself so far. Only hurt himself. He's a bad man.
I'll use a Tyson Fury quote. He's just like, well, since my opponent didn't hit me, I figured I might as well help and fucking, if you're gonna do something, you might as well do it yourself. He just jumped, it was like a fucking Crazy Horse Bennett kind of a fight where he just, jumped, flying knee, knocked him out, in 30 seconds, gone. It's like, fucking hell, that guy was I don't think he was top 10. He might have been, I don't know, the fucking light heavyweight division is
Yeah,
He's fucking weak.
I don't know. How can I put this? I don't know if he's deserving of a title shot just yet, but I'm talking Johnny Walker here. But I mean, who else do you give John Jones? Who else do you give him? Like, it's a shame to rush Walker, rush him to the top dog like that, but there's really, no one else. Jones pretty much beat everyone else, right? Like, who is really there?
Pretty much. Exactly. And we have our third co-host. So introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, my name is Mystic Mac, aka the 100% accuracy MMA predictor. So, if you ever need to place a bet or anything, come see me.
Don't talk to this bias.
It's so ironic.
Here, let's get one thing straight here. Anthony has no MMA knowledge since he thinks Paulo Costa isn't going to be the middleweight champ. So that's how we know how stupid he is.
I don't know. It's a little early to make that prediction.
A little early to say my name, too.
Well, you already used Tony. I'm pretty sure that they'll figure out the rest of that name.
Not necessarily.
Well, you could be Antonio. Who knows?
Exactly.
I think.
You don't sound Spanish, though.
It could be Antonio.
You don't know.
These little fucking internet trolls. I don't want them knowing who I am.
All right, so Mac, what do you think of Sanchez and Gall? We'll just get you caught up.
Well, honestly thought Mickey Gall was going to win that. I just really didn't think that. How long has Diego been in this? Well, man, Diego's so old now, I feel.
Fucking 2002.
But he's never been that reliable to win, you know what I'm
2002.
saying? Like, in all those years.
Did you say
and Mickey Gall
would win
but see,
that
now
fight?
he's in...
Wasn't Mickey Gall undefeated in UFC going into that fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I honestly thought Mickey Gall was going to win that shit.
I mean,
the Mickey Gall beat Sage Northcutt, and for some reason won championship. Thinks that Sage Northcutt is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, But I don't know.
he's marketable though. That's the thing.
I guess.
Especially in Japan, they can market that guy.
Sage
Well, with that guy's hair and shit, that guy will be huge in Japan.
We'll probably become a anime figure or
fucking-
something.
Yeah, exactly. They'll fucking make him a star there. He's marketable though, so it makes sense. Did you see that Mickey Gall bit Diego?
I was confused
Did you
when I
see
saw
that?
that picture though because it didn't look like teeth marks. It looked like a straight line. But you had a good comment on there when you said it was the mouth guard that was
probably the
pressing.
mouth guard.
Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that's what it was. That he used the mouth guard and probably his bottom teeth, maybe, and bit, and probably used more force for the upper, because you can't really do much with the bottom as much.
But I mean, I've also seen a lot of
Like,
times
hold on.
when someone's mouth is open because they're heavy breathing and the guy's chest is on top of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's controlling them type shit. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like Mickey Gall wouldn't do that.
He probably
but,
did bite
but
him,
maybe it's possible. I suppose.
I don't know. Young at heart, who fucking knows,
Yeah.
right? I had Sanchez just because I thought that was way too big of a test for Mickey Gall right off the bat, considering who he's fought. Like, Sanchez is, the guy's off and on, but, if he's at lightweight or I know he's at welterweight, it's like, that guy's going to be good, man. If he's inconsistent, though. He's like Clay Guida kind of fighter. Where he just puts on a show.
That's why they
doesn't
had
give
such
fuck
a
anymore.
crazy fight when they fought.
Fuck yeah. What'd you think of the Johnny Walker Misha Cirkunov fight?
Well, I knew that was gonna happen the moment that fight was announced. I was like, "Oh, it's sad. It's sad to see. It's sad to see a fellow Canadian that's gonna be the sacrificial lamb here." I knew it was gonna be over super quick. He's just so
I
athletic.
did
But
too, and
honestly,
I'm
man,
like-
I want Johnny Walker to beat John Jones so badly. Oh my goodness.
I think you got to give that guy at least 2 years minimum before you do that.
Yeah.
I think 2 years experience will help him
I
make
That
him
way,
better.
Stock
honestly
doesn't
don't
just
think-
fall down after Jones takes him to school.
Honestly, I feel like Jones is gonna lose his belt in the like a year or so, though, man. I have a feeling his time is coming. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I always pray for the demise of Jones, but I don't know.
I'm not a big John Jones fan, but I have to admit he's fucking great.
Mm-hmm. He's good, definitely.
I hate to admit that part.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you give Johnny Walker next? I mean, he blew through Cirkunov, who's like maybe
give him like
number
Vulcan,
10.
Man.
I would say Vulcan or Glover. I would love to see either one of those
I'd
two.
say
But I mean, that's if I'm being Dana White here and I'm pushing him.
Lawler.
Oh yeah, aren't they doing that fight?
I heard that.
They're
that
doing
is
that
a
fight.
rumor. It has not been confirmed.
A lot
It's
of
a
times
rumor at
MMA
this
rumors
point.
end up to be true, though. I find, you know.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah.
They do tend to. That would be a bad fight. I don't want to see that fight just yet. I think you work him up the slow ranks of the top 10. I think Gus is like the guy you give him in like a year. Because Gus will probably be out for another fucking year anyway. He always is.
I really do think Johnny Walker would dust Gustafsson now too. Like, I'm not kidding. You know, he didn't look that good against Jones, man. Like,
true, but I have to look at it this way.
Johnny Walker's so athletic, dude. Like, I think he's like the coming of the new age of MMA fighters, bro. Like, just fucking freak athletics and genetics. Like,
true. Oh fuck yeah, the guy's huge.
Yeah.
He weighs like 240 and he
6'6",
cuts to
man.
that weight. He's young, 6'6", and I think that gives Jones problems.
What is he, Brazilian?
I think it's at least 2 years away. I don't know what
I
the
think
fuck
he's
he
Brazilian,
is.
but I'm not sure.
Dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
He probably is. Fucking dangerous. I think Gus, though, I think the layoff hurt him. And I think that knee to the dick right off the bat hurt him. And the fact that he didn't take the 5 minutes, it was like 15 seconds into the fight. He could have recovered. He took a knee to the dick and just was like, I'm good. It's like, dude, take the 5 minutes and relax. Unless you think Jones has blown his wad or something, like, why would you get back to it?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Anthony Smith here?
Not yet. What's the next topic?
Gustafsson. The next one will be Zabit versus Jeremy Stevens. What'd you guys think of that fight?
I thought it was a good fight.
It's a good
For
fight.
some reason,
I did too.
in my gut, I had a feeling that Stevens might knock him out, and I was like, no, I don't want that to be true, but thankfully it wasn't, and hopefully we see Zabit grow and beat that trash fucking featherweight Max Holloway, and we see a new champion. You know?
Did anyone else think Zabit's cardio looked slightly questionable
That's the
for a
big one.
5-rounder? Because that was 3, but it... Yes, he's
Always
I'm
looks
just
questionable.
Curious about it if he can go 5. We know he can go 3.
I
Can
don't
he go
know.
5?
I think at this point it would be a very
Can he go
rough
5 if he's not dominating, I
think
should
he
say.
could.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's a real tough fight.
Yeah.
Can he bite down on his mouthpiece and get it done, you know?
Look at the Kyle Bochniak fight where Bochniak's in his fucking face in the 3rd round. He's cardioed himself out. It's like, Jesus, good thing this is 3 rounds. You know? Fucking Zabit, I think, is another guy. Like, his cardio is definitely questionable. He's got Jose Aldo syndrome. He's good for like 3 rounds, and after that, it's like, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure how he
Fucking,
would
I had
actually
Zabit
fare against
pegged,
Max,
though.
but...
Interesting fight. That wrestling, man. That scary fucking
I
Dagestani
just
wrestling
wish-
is a fucking scary thing.
Yeah, I just wish that Zabit had more of like a killer instinct. Like, he hasn't knocked out his last few opponents.
I think the guy looks like fucking Abraham Lincoln, first of all. I mean, the guy is
Yeah.
fucking scary. He does.
Did you
He
see
does.
Did you
It's
see
like
the
it's
picture?
weird.
Have you guys seen the show Big Mouth or on Netflix or whatever, or heard of it with that furry guy?
I've heard of it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways,
I've heard of it.
I'll send you guys a
I
picture,
haven't
but
seen it.
looks a lot like this cartoon weird-looking thing. He is a very weird-looking human, but
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Fucking, it's ridiculous. I
Do you
figured
want to
Zabit
give him
was gonna win and
a
just
number on a
wrestle
1 to
rape
10
him.
scale of how attractive he is? Or are we going to talk about how he fights? Like,
oh my!
Just take bets on how big his dong is. Or
yeah, what is Mystic Mac trying to do?
just get Brendan Schaub to like dick gaze him like he did with Gay Guard.
What's the next
Give him a
topic,
gay
Will?
stare.
Apparently, fucking Gegard's got a huge dong, according to Brendan Schaub. How he knows this, I can't remember.
Well, hey,
Brendan Schaub always talks about penis.
It's 2019.
sauna.
If you're gay, you're gay.
He does. I think Schaub is
I really
closeted.
feel that way.
If there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I feel like it's whatever. Who cares if he's gay?
Yeah.
It might affect his beat
he's
if
gay,
he's
the end.
religious.
You know, he's gay. The end. You know, whatever. Not a big deal.
Oh my god.
So who do you give Stevens now? He's lost to Jose.
Honestly,
Stevens just lost to Jose.
personally, I could care less about Stevens. Like, let's just retire, man. You had a decent career. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who you get. I'd say
Jeremy Stevens, you're saying?
Korean Zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, who do we give him?
Who do we give him? Yeah, I'm with
Korean
Mac. We give him the
Zombie.
book.
Yeah.
It's like, hang it up.
Fuck, man. What about Zabit? Who do you give him?
Max, right?
You could.
Already?
I mean, I'd rather have Frankie Edgar fight him, but maybe
You know you
Yair
would.
Rodriguez. Of course. Definitely.
What was Jeremy
Big
ranked?
Frankie boner for me. I think he was like 5 or something. 6? I don't know. I can't remember. I think he was 5.
So Zabit's top 5 now, then.
I would think. I'd have to double check to verify. But I mean, honestly, he pretty much is. Let's be honest about it. If we had to pick a top 5, he's at least number 5, if not 6. I mean, there's not very many people you'd rank above him. Like Ortega, Edgar, Aldo.
Hawk City.
Cock City. We all know Claudio wanted that.
Who wanted it, Claudia?
Now we go to the...
Goodella?
Oh, fuck yeah, she did. Oh, yeah.
I didn't think she was straight, to
Definitely.
be honest.
Isn't Brian Ortega hooking up with her?
I don't know.
Yo, did
I
you
think
see
they're
that
just
Halle
friends,
Berry is
apparently,
crushing
but-
on Brian Ortega? I was like, damn, this dude's doing work.
Everyone likes Brian Ortega.
Holy shit.
That guy is fucking getting all the pussy. It's like what everyone saw Sage Northcutt. He was like getting whatever the fuck he wanted.
He's like a church boy, though, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's Stephen
That also
Thompson you're
helps.
thinking about, eh?
No, Sage is also religious.
I know.
I think he is.
Fucking, that just helps his mystique, though.
Yeah.
You know, that just helps.
Makes him want his cock
Then we go
more
to the
'cause he can't
funniest
have it.
fight.
The funniest fight? What's that?
Exactly. We go to the funniest, bummiest fight of the card, and no, it's not the chick fight that happened. It's Cody No Chin against Pedro Munhoz.
Don't be doing my boy like that, bro. Come on, man.
Cody No Chin. That's
Come
a
on.
thing now.
That's his name, isn't it?
That's been a thing for a while, but honestly, like,
Well,
he says it was a
predicted
headbutt, though.
All those. It wasn't really a headbutt.
He said it was a headbutt
It was
and
an
he was
accidental
on-
collision of
He
heads.
was on autopilot at
Yeah,
that point.
his head butted his fist.
It was a. Well, not quite.
Head butted. Holy Christ.
Okay, it was a collision of heads because Pedro Munhoz got cut from it really badly at the back. Like, he got hit in the back of the head. They just collided heads, so it was kind of like the back part of his head was bleeding profusely, and Kody got a little dinged from it.
Where did the back of
But
his
just
head
that's
hit on
Kody,
Cody?
though.
He has no chin, though, so it's just, like, if he does get headbutt, that's probably going to be fucking...
What's your favorite excuse for a loss in MMA history from a fighter?
That's a good one.
You're
There's
saying
too
that
many
Cody
to
is
list,
pulling that,
but-
Anthony?
No, I think
A
the
little
best
bit.
excuse would probably be Dillashaw when Cejudo starched him in like 10 seconds.
Oh
yeah, I would say so.
That was so great. I'd love to be beat.
That was the funniest thing ever.
You must have loved what just happened to you then, young man. If you love to get beat. Someone just starched you in like, what, 21 seconds? What was it, though, seriously?
The curse lives. I want to cover that quickly. The Dillashaw curse is a real thing. He wins every 4 fights. He loses to the next one. It has happened 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
And me and King were on there, and we were laughing fucking hysterically.
It was so great.
We're fucking laughing. Because we're like, imagine if he loses to Cejudo, it will complete the streak again.
Oh,
and then
you
it
said that
happened
before
in like
the
30
fight?
seconds, and we're laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Will brought
because
it to my
if you look at his
attention that
record,
he loses like the 4th fight.
He loses every 5th fight of his career. Every 5th fight.
That's
he
crazy.
wins 4, and then he'll lose the next one. Every time. And it happened, and we were laughing fucking hysterically.
God, yeah. Just goes in there and gets starched.
We're just
Gets up with tears in his eyes. I would love to be beat. I don't mind getting beat. I would love to be beat.
That was
That
wasn't really stop it.
quivering. I would love to be beat. It's like, well, you just got your ass beat.
done. I don't give a fuck what Dillashaw says. Yeah, maybe it was a little early. He was done. He got dropped 3 times in 30 seconds. He was done.
Yeah, I don't think it was early
You're
at
not going to
all. I think it was
out-wrestle
like a
Henry
rescue.
Cejudo.
He did not get dropped 3 times.
It was a rescue.
He did.
He got pushed twice. Like, what?
He got dropped at least twice. No, he didn't get pushed. Come
Yeah, he
on,
did.
Mag. He got hit with the fucking...
No, he got dropped
Yeah,
like
he
once.
pushed his
Yeah.
fist into his head.
I mean, come on. He was done.
That had to be one of the best
Fucking-
excuses I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
We'll touch on the other best excuse
mine-
pretty soon, I think. I think we'll get to that fight pretty soon. I don't think we covered it yet
Oh,
on the most recent pay-per-view.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
A ruthless
Yeah,
excuse
we'll get to
maker.
that one. Oh, man. You know... Your mic's working, right, man?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Y'all are
Fucking,
wrong about
what was-
Dillashaw
what would
and
be
Darker
my
at
favorite
the
one?
end, you know?
All right, I think my favorite excuse is that when someone in the pre-fight build-up says they had like injuries and shit, going in like in a pre-fight build-up, oh, this is the best camp I've ever had, and I'm in the best shape of my
like
life.
Anderson
And
versus
then when they
Chael, the
lose,
first
they're
fight?
like, I guess, but I mean, didn't he actually have a rib injury? But I don't know if he
I
said
think
he
he
had
like
the best
scraped
camp of
his
his life.
grip
I know
on like
Tito
a
is
branch or
known
something
for
like that. Like it literally like grazed the side of his body, and he fucking had that pre-planned excuse just in case he lost.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, but Tito was known for it. Whenever he'd be like, oh, "Greatest, I'm in the best shape of my life, greatest camp," and then he loses, and it's like, "Yeah, I had some injuries going in," and it's just like, well, which is it?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, don't say anything then. You know, fucking. Let's go back to Cody No Love and Pedro Munhoz. I'm sorry, No Chin. I predicted that Dillashaw would knock him out the first time because I said if anyone's getting knocked out, it's Cody because I saw him get knocked out in a fight before, and just the way it happened. And Dominic doesn't hit very hard. We all know it, Dominic. He did.
Are you sure about that?
There was
I
one
don't know-
little
I don't know if
exchange
Dominic
where
dropped him.
it was like
I don't think
Ken
he
versus
dropped him.
Tito.
Dominic
It
won
was
rounds
like,
1 and 5.
Oh my god, and you
definitely
think
got
Dominic
one
won like
round for
every round of
sure.
that fight. You love Dominic.
He
No, I
definitely
don't.
got
I think
one.
he won 2 rounds. I think he won 1
And you
and
hate
5.
Cody.
I don't hate Cody. In fact, I'm glad that he lost and all.
Yeah, of
But
course you are.
I don't hate him. He comes, he's entertaining.
He
He's
is.
an entertaining fighter.
His style is entertaining.
He's gonna end up like Chuck Liddell, man, and I don't want that. He's just gonna start getting knocked out every fight.
Well,
That's
not
gonna
like
be a
Chuck
good
Liddell.
fight, you know.
I mean,
That's what he reminds me of right lately, bro.
he'd have to be on that level to get like him. You know what I mean?
Oh my.
It's not that disappointing. He never even defended his belt. He's getting like Pat Barry is what it is.
Oh,
Like,
man.
the equivalent of Pat Barry.
Jesus.
He's the Pat Barry of the bantamweight division. I almost said the babyweight division, which is kind of what it is. But
did you say babyweight division?
Fuck.
Did you?
Well, when you weigh as much as one of my testicles, I mean, what else am I gonna call it?
Oh my god. Yeah, you wouldn't even beat Cody Garbrandt in a fight. Let's be honest here, dude. What would happen if you two fought? You know what I'm saying? Like, he would KO you.
Yeah, I think I would turn Cody upside down by his ankles and just start throwing him around. You know what I mean? Slamming him up and down like a gorilla. That's probably what would happen to Cody Garbrandt.
Cody wanted to fight Conor McGregor so badly. Imagine what happens in that fight.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I know.
I wish that fight happened.
Oh,
though.
fucking come on. That shit like that? I mean? No way.
Whoever would be sleeping.
Yeah,
I'm
not the biggest McGregor fan, but I would have to admit McGregor would win, I think. You know, it's just, I look at it, I predicted Cody's losses. I predicted both times he was going to get knocked out. Like, I said, well, I had two predictions. I thought it was going to go to a decision, but I said if anyone's going to get knocked out, it's Cody. He just has the weaker chin, I felt. And that he also opens himself up. And then, I mean, what happened in that TJ, the second fight, looked like shit. It was the same fucking series of punches, just winging right hands, and one of them worked. And then in this fight, he got dinged with the fucking collision of heads. Pedro, they're just going at it, so it's the fight. It's probably like fight of the night. Who knows? It's fucking great. And what ends up happening? Fucking Pedro gets the better of him and knocks him the fuck out. Who do you give Pedro?
Oh,
who do you give Pedro? No worries.
Sorry, I'm playing a video game. I was beating the crap out of this guy, and then I taunted him and he kicked me in the face.
You can't play games in the octagon.
He was like 20 feet away from me. I don't even know how it is. He's probably like, I beat him, Mommy. Come look at the replay. I can just picture it now. I beat Kingy, Mommy. I beat him.
I try not to taunt. I'm usually the one who knocks people out when they taunt. I couldn't believe that one, though.
Oh, that was so dumb of me.
I think you give Pedro next. I think you give him Marlon.
I guess you give him...
I would think Cejudo would be stepping in line first, though. I would want to see that fight. I don't know.
Are they going to do that fight, though? Like,
no,
was there a contract
I think that's
clause,
the fight we should get. I mean, TJ moved down. I think he wants that fight back, and I think Cejudo wants that double champ status. You know, he wants that Nikki Bella shit, man. Did you see that?
I just don't see any... All right, let me put it this way. I like super fights, but they just fought. You know what I mean? They just fought.
Know.
They did their
but
super
then,
fight. You know what I mean? I like super
fights.
You
want to see who do you want to see Dillashaw fight then, dude?
I want to see Dillashaw fight Munhoz.
Either way is preferable. I think you got to give him Marlon before that, though.
That'd be a good fight, sure.
Marlon's just been killing everyone's. I would want to see
him fight.
I would hope.
But technically, Munhoz beat the higher ranked guy, though.
Very true. I mean, and Dom's going to be out for a while. I saw him doing some rehab. So, he's looking good, though. No.
He's not retired?
He's only like
he's
31,
always recovering
though.
from injuries.
Or 30
Bro, did you guys not
early
see...
30s.
Did you
I like the Dominator a lot.
YouTube video?
He's in his 30s, but
yeah, he's
been around a long time.
Did you guys not see the video where some guy challenged him off the street to a no holds barred fucking MMA fight in the cage in his gym, and he said he was like a ninja? Like, no wonder Dominic's getting injured, dude. He's literally fighting people on the street, like full rules. No head pads and shit. I'm like, yeah, you saw that. That's what I'm saying.
Kicked, right?
Yeah, I know, but still, man, he's clearly not fucking like being smart.
I didn't see the fight.
Yeah,
was it
bad.
a real bad ass kicking? Like,
Probably
did the guy
not.
have
That guy's
any
just a
knowledge of
retard.
fighting?
Yeah, the guy didn't really do much.
How much did he weigh?
It would be really similar if you fought Cody, dude. You would just stand no chance. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I would fight him. It'd be no problem.
Serious?
Yeah, why not? I've got nothing.
And you
to
hate him
lose.
too, so.
Like, who gives a shit if he fucking wins that fight? It's like, oh, congrats, you.
Well, you did say
beat up
he was
someone
the size
with
of your
one
testicles,
exhibition
so.
fight. It's like great.
So I mean, it's pretty.
Oh my
you know.
god. You know what's funny? That
You know what I mean? It's all lose-lose for him. Like, if I win,
Oh
the
my
trolling that would occur. And if he wins, it's whoop-de-dee.
yeah, it's one of those fights.
It's like,
Professional
okay,
fighter
good for
beat
you.
someone.
Oh, you know what's funny?
I think I'd troll him even if he won.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
I think I would troll him even if he won the fight. I'd be like, ooh, look at you.
After you get up from being knocked out, like, still
It's gonna look
mouthing
like
him.
Floyd Mayweather versus the Big Show.
Yeah, I think we can agree, though.
No,
Like, even if he
exactly.
won, it wouldn't matter. Like, if I won, that's when it would be funny. Like, if he wins, it's like, yeah, well, you should.
Fuck
You're a
yeah.
former UFC champion. I mean,
And so it's like, I hope you'd win.
yeah, it's like, I fucking hope so.
Oh my god.
It's like my challenge, you know, Usain Bolt.
How funny would
to a
that be the
fucking
moment you
race.
wake up? Well,
It's
I
like,
fucking
well,
hope
there you
so.
go.
That you'd beat me.
You won.
You know that Justin
Oh,
Buckles
man.
is blaming Uriah Faber for Cody's losing streak now? Because he was the coach when Cody
Really?
beat Dominic. And then, as what happens with every coach seemingly at Team Alpha Male, fucking, they have a falling out. Alpha fail.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Fucking Faber gets into like a big fucking mess, and there you go. You know, he's just and then he's like, yeah, well, where do you think Cody gets that hot-headed shit from? And where he fucking, that's all trained stuff. And it's like, I don't really believe Buckles, but it is funny that he's trashing him. That he's trashing Faber too. Like every coach trashes Faber. We used to have an Xbox friend that went there. Oh, Buckles
why are
is
they
blaming
trashing
Faber because he's like the gym owner, and because Buckles was like the coach when Cody beat Dominic, and then they had some sort of falling out, and before the Dillashaw first fight, or the second fight, I think it was something. I think it was the second fight actually. That right before the second fight, like Buckles was out as the coach. And then some new coach, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck Cody's been doing. He didn't look good. Like, just saying shit like that. So it's just, I find it fucking hilarious. You know, it's like, well, I can't really argue at that point. We used to have an Xbox friend that went to Team Alpha Male at times, on occasion. He told me, I'll never forget this, it was a Mexican waffle. That was his gamer tag. You remember that guy, Ant? That he went to Team Alpha Male
I remember
at
them.
times. And he told me...
You guys got to remember something, though.
What's that?
You got to remember that I read Cody's book, and he was saying that, like, Uriah is the one that, like, helped him out from the beginning and shit, and, you know how he made that whole big thing about TJ leaving that camp? He can now not leave that camp because of that.
Yeah, it does look a bit
You know what I'm
bitch
saying?
made. Maybe.
Like, he would look like the
Always struck
biggest
me that
hypocrite ever. Yeah.
Oh, definitely that, but also just his ego. Yeah. I remember, though.
It's the butt chin, isn't it?
No, nothing wrong with that. You got to throw the caveat
Is it
there.
because he looks like
I remember
a
what
lesbian?
I remember what a Mexican waffle. I know. He just says some bitchy thing.
nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying he
Oh
does.
God.
Yeah. Right away you're really like, oh my god, look what he said.
Yeah, look what the king said.
It's like,
Oh,
yep,
fuck
exactly.
political
Oh,
correctness.
he said something homophobic. That's it. It's like he stated an obvious fact.
I think that's pretty well established.
I'm sick of this this politically correct shit. Sometimes lesbians have a certain look about them. Sometimes, not all the time. Not all the time, but sometimes they do. Like, be honest. We can all tell sometimes when someone, you know what I mean? Like, we can just tell sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like, they would agree with my, you know what I mean? I don't want to be like, I have gay friends, blah, 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 because I'm not apologizing for shit. But it's true. When I met my friend Jess, let me tell you, I took one look at her and knew she was a lesbian.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
When my gaydar goes
we're
off.
good friends. Like, I'm not saying, I have gay friends. Look, I didn't insult anyone. I don't give a shit if I insulted someone. It's true. And I was right. So, therefore, sometimes these things go on. You know what I mean?
And someone that you know,
she's not a whiny baby like the rest of this fucking 2019 world.
And his initials are JR, bro.
Who's JR?
Did you just say hit?
Yeah, Anthony. Someone
Did you say?
You know, if they heard you.
One of my buddies. Oh yeah, he'd be PC principaling me right now. He'd be like, "Did you just say that someone looked like a lesbian? Well, how's a lesbian supposed to look?" It's like,
I remember
shut
that
up.
Muppet.
I don't mean every single one of them.
I remember that Muppet. Me and King trashed him.
Yo, do you know who we're talking about?
Hillary Clinton? How dare you?
He is like that. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you whiny bitch. I did.
Because he would just defend Hillary to the hilt, and we're like, she's bad, dude. She's bad. Yeah, probably. Fuck the snowflakes.
Oh my god. So yeah,
and
anyway, if you're
when
a
you
liberal
post it on,
snowflake, you're probably watching or listening to the wrong podcast.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you're a whiny
because Ant, remember when you posted that you voted for Trump? Justin was like,
get off here.
And the
we don't need you here, making trouble. Boo-hoo, I offended you.
Yo, Ant, do you remember when you posted on Facebook that you voted for Trump and he reamed you out in the comments?
Yes, I just knocked that bum out. Oh my gosh, yeah. I would vote for Trump again too.
Oh shit!
I would definitely vote for him again. I hope he runs. If not, I hope James Woods out of left field runs for presidency.
Oh my!
He's got it together.
Okay, let's get to the most controversial fight of the whole card. The Ben Askren, Robbie Lawler fight. Holy shit. Now, I picked Robbie Lawler because I saw the shape Lawler was in. And then, as soon as the fight started, and he went, and he angle slammed Ben Askren on his fucking head, I was like, I hope Ben Askren wins.
Right.
Instantly. Go, Ben.
Why's that?
Let me tell you, Robbie came in there ruthless, as we can say, but I didn't appreciate the ruthless excuses at the end of the fight. It's like, listen, you got fucking choked out, you fucking baby.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
You're like, he was out for 5 minutes.
He did. His arms flopping around, and Herb's asking him, "Are you okay?" And there he is drooling on himself. And then he comes through as Herb stops it, and he gets up. What? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro?
You're doing his voice. Oh my god!
I can't believe that shit, bro. I wasn't out. I wasn't Herb. I wasn't out.
You're doing the Robbie
fucking
voice.
word. You wet yourself and everything. You were out. Like, it looked like he peed himself, too. Like, he was fucking out. And then he gets up like a whiny baby. I wasn't out.
He's like fucking. He's a zombie from The Walking Dead at the moment.
When he was going for the clinch, dude, and he was eating uppercuts like covered in blood. I was like, dude, he's not like well in the head right now, you know? Yeah, that's what he looked like. He was like a zombie, man.
It's controversial.
Yeah.
It kind of started that way, and then because of the way Robbie turned and tried to escape, it turned into a bulldog choke. I think Robbie went out for 1 second.
Well, it started as a rear naked, didn't it?
Doesn't make any sense. because, see, I've seen different angles, and it's made me rethink my position a few times, but after I listened to Rogan's podcast, he had a really good point that Ben said that he started to let a little bit go as Herb was, like, checking on him and told him to stop. He let go, you know? So it made perfect sense. Like, that he would... I mean, that's not normal. I'm sorry. That's not normal. Your arm would just fucking fall to the ground like that normally. I think he went out for 1 second. Ben let up. Robbie instantly, as his hand gets grabbed, he gives him the thumbs up, and he's kind of... Maybe it was like a Matt Hughes, Carlos Newton moment where he's kind of out, but he's not quite all the way out. You know, it's kind of like one of those moments. I don't know. I'm glad Ben got the win.
It was out cold. That's what I know.
And you were saying, Ant was thinking if he held it for
like
one
his
more
arm
second,
just
he might have
fell
been in a
down,
coma.
floppy and limp, and he started fucking. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Herbine, are you okay? Are you okay, Robbie? No response whatsoever. Okay, the end.
The end.
I just want to know who changed his diaper after that loss. Holy crap. Yeah, he's like, it's okay, Robbie. Give me that
I love
little
what I said to
pee-pee.
our friend Detox when he was trying to argue
what I
that
mean?
Robbie
Like-
was, like, perfectly fine. I'm like, he went limper than my grandpappy's dick. His arm was limp as fuck.
Yeah. The only thing that I pondered for a brief moment, and I'm not retracting my statement, he was definitely out. The only thing I pondered for a second was maybe he made his arm go limp, sort of like playing possum, like hoping he'd be released from the
Ben
strangling.
won. I just think Ben's hilarious.
It's a
But
dangerous
like, then I'm
move
like,
either
would
way.
he do that? Is that of Robbie's character?
It's a dangerous
You know what I
move
mean?
either way.
Which I don't think he did. Anyway, I did ponder that, but the ruling is he clearly went out. Someone's arm doesn't go from stiff to limp, and he doesn't go unresponsive. He was unresponsive. He was not responding. He was clearly out for a couple of seconds. Not just 1 second, a couple. And,
Damn.
Yeah.
you know, upon being released, he came through. And I mean, I don't have to make fun of him any longer, like how he got up. We all know
You can
he was a
choke
baby.
someone even if...
And didn't you see,
disputed
like,
it
it wasn't
like a
under his
fucking
chin,
baby.
but, like, he just has a
He
grip
does.
of, like, he's
Wrongfully,
Yeah, he has such a
guilt-tripped
crazy
Herb
grip.
Dean. I think Herb Dean might
Yeah,
have
he
even
did.
apologized or something, which I hope he did.
Yeah, he did. Herb did apologize.
Like that,
Yeah,
because
he
that it's like you really let him guilt trip you and make
because
you
Robbie
think that you made the
pretended he
wrong
wasn't
decision.
out, you know what I mean?
Well, did you see Ben Askren's got a grip, man? Like, what he did with those watermelons? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, man, if you,
That
if
would've
you have
been
that even
Robbie's
on his
head if
face,
Herb
he's gonna
didn't
go
stop.
out.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, I love Ben
You
Askren's...
serious?
I love Ben Askren's interview.
definitely.
I love Ben Askren's interview. How long is it going to be before Dana bitches about that stoppage? I love that. I love how he calls Dana out. Yeah, he was like, the first thing that Rogan was like asking him about how it all ended, and he's like, how long is it going to be before Dana bitches about that stoppage, huh? Probably pretty quick.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you know what? Let's pretend Robbie wasn't out.
How is he going to
Can
get
a
out?
referee not stop a fight, whether a fighter doesn't tap or not? Look at Tim Sylvia. He didn't tap when his arm got fucking popped, but the fight was still stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes there's technical submissions.
Yep. That is true.
You know, do people forget that too? I can't believe Herb Dean apologized. That was like... but
What
he
I
felt
what I
guilty.
can't believe is,
You
like,
know what I mean?
when-
Robbie was so adamant that he actually wasn't out that he tricked Herb Dean into believing he was. But clearly he was fucking out. I mean, anyone could see his arm fall limp. It was like a bad
Yeah.
WWE match. It was like he was selling it. He was out so bad.
Should have done it 2 more times.
yeah. He should have shook his little wee-wee at everyone. Cup his nuts, see if he coughed.
Oh, so what do we do for Ben Askren and Robbie Lawler? Like, what do we give Ben Askren? Do we do a rematch like Dana
Lawler.
wants, or do we give him Darren Till and Jorge Masvidal winner?
No rematch. We want to
No rematch.
Usman.
He fights Tyron Woodley. If he wins that
He'll
fight,
never
he
fight
fights
Tyron. They're bum buddies.
Yeah, he'll never fight Tyron, man.
I think.
Sometimes you have to fight your friends.
Oh, I know.
He won't do that though.
He won't. He hates Dana. He's not going to do that.
No.
He'll. What do you guys think of Darren Till though?
Well, I love him.
I hope that fight
I hope
happens.
that he beats Usman, man. I want someone to beat Snoozman, man.
Snoozman. I love that.
Whoa.
Snoozman? That's great.
Yeah, man.
In the Nigerian Nightmare?
No, Snoozman.
Let me tell you something. All you can call him is sir. Who's there? Guys, I just have to pop off for a moment.
No worries. We'll be right here. No worries, man. Fucking Snoozman. Oh my god. That's fucking great. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god.
True.
Oh man. I hope that they do.
Dude, he's definitely the most boring welterweight champ ever.
I don't know. Tyron had some pretty big
Think about
snoozes though at times.
Bro, he at least knocked people down and out and shit, bro.
At times, yeah. Sometimes you get a Damian Maia fight. Sometimes you get a.
Think about how Tyron won the belt,
True.
opposed to how fucking Snoozman did.
Well, let's look back and look at our welterweight champs. No, Matt Serra never really defended the title. Johnny Hendricks didn't really have, I wouldn't say boring fights. Yeah, you might actually be justified in that opinion. I don't know.
I
think you might be justified in that opinion. I'd say probably Woodley and Usman. But then Usman hasn't really, it just started, man. Who knows? But right now, if we just go with complete reigns of people, it's probably going to be Woodley that has the most boring fights. He has one epic with
Woodley.
He has one epic with Thompson. And then the rest are dog shit.
I mean, both Thompson fights, he almost finished Thompson. So
Yeah.
let's not forget that.
No, but, I mean, the first fight was great. Second fight was dog shit, except for one moment in that fight. And it was arguable that Tyron even won that fight. Like, it was arguable that he lost that
You
fight.
mean Thompson won the fight?
Yeah, Thompson won, I think.
Oh, the Tyron lost.
It's very, like, that's how shitty the fight was. Which is why Dana didn't give him that fucking GSP fight. And then I just love Dana's response. I love Dana's fucking response to that. He's like, yep. And then that fight happened. Or no, it was the Damian Maia fight. That's the fight that cost the GSP fight. Fights Damian Maia in the worst fight ever. And he's like, you want to know what? Nope. I'm going to do Bisping GSP.
Oh, really?
Because Dana was so up on GSP has to fight Tyron Woodley. He has to. GSP's like, I want to fight Bisping.
Really?
And he didn't want to give him that fight. He's like, nope, Woodley. And then that fight happened, and Woodley was talking all that shit and wanted GSP. And then he's like, you know what? I thought I told you that ship had already sailed. You couldn't get Bisping, and then the Damian Maia fight happened. That ship fucking turned right back around and headed back to shore. And so that's the fight we're booking. I love that. There are times I love Dana, and there's times I hate Dana. But my God, when he's fucking on, he's on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't mind Dana. Sometimes he's definitely has a temperamental personality, though. You know?
Of course, naturally. Well, while we wait for him, let's do some other related news that isn't so big. Mackenzie Dern is pregnant.
What do you think?
And wants to be the first mom to be a UFC champion.
There's really been no mom UFC champions?
Nope.
Wow.
Never. Because you had pock-faced fucking Ronda, you had Joanna, then Rose, Chris, Amanda, there's no childbearing there, probably, and Holly Holm. Well, at least Holly Holm is single now, though. She's okay. I'd rather go after Valentina, though. I would take Valentina over Holly in a second. Instantly.
I don't think I've ever seen her fight.
It was
Valentina.
4 rounds to 1, Valentina.
I think Mackenzie.
She's okay with her fake Brazilian accent.
I really do.
You ever notice that? Yeah, she fakes her accent.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
Like, it's okay if it's natural.
Yeah, after the one fight,
cameras. That's just fucking stupid. Like, absolutely fucking stupid. Where do we have next? Oh, who do you prefer, Jon Anik or Mike Goldberg? Because I saw this on social media where someone was posting how great Jon Anik was, and I'm like, he's kind of a poor man's Mike Goldberg. And I started this whole huge discussion. Who do you prefer?
I always did feel like Mike Goldberg was kind of in some senses, like how he would screw up saying things a lot, you know?
But those are funny, though. It's fun, man.
Yeah, but those are funny, though. That's what I was going to say. Those are funny, though, and I like that, having him in the show,
me
honestly.
too. I'm glad he's in
I do
Bellator.
like Mike Goldberg better.
I just hope that they use him all the fucking time. Dude, you gotta start watching Bellator.
Oh, is he? I never watched
Fuck
Bellator.
the UFC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, fuck, go to Bellator sometimes.
I wanted Aaron Chalmers to win his last fight, but it's a good idea.
Did you hear about the Matt Hughes allegations? The domestic violence allegations?
No, not really. Vaguely, like he.
Yes.
With his wife, right?
No. I don't know. I mean, she claims that he, like, slammed her in, like, the shower or something because she wouldn't give him his truck keys. And, you know,
yeah.
I believed her at very first. And just the fact that his brother also has a restraining order. I haven't heard why that part is. And she referenced that her dad, you know, told him off and shit as well. But there is a rumor going around that those two are, like, sleeping together or something, like his brother and his wife. So, I don't know. That is a rumor.
Really?
No evidence. It could just be speculation.
I still don't understand how he got hit by a train. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
was there ever any light shit on that?
Again, you could say it was. Some people have tried to come up with a conspiracy theory saying it's a suicide attempt. Other people, and I believe the version that I got from the police, and that they said, basically, it's in Illinois. It's in, like, rural Illinois. So there are train tracks there with no signals that can be covered by trees, and it's on a little bit of a hill. I mean, you should be able to see the train coming anyway. But if there's no signals, maybe you don't look and you're already on the tracks, and then you look and there's the fucking train and you're like, oh shit. And Hughes is probably cocky enough. He's like, oh, I'll just drive over with the rest of the thing, and he got clipped. I don't know, or thought he could beat the train. Well, I don't want to have to wait for this fucking train. Fuck this, and drove anyway. And then the train, it's hard to judge trains. They tell you this when you go to driving school. You can't judge a train's speed like you can a vehicle, because it's going a lot faster than you think it is, than it looks. It's deceptive. And so I choose to believe he's just being an idiot and tried to beat the train and got clipped. You know? I don't know. He denies the allegations. He denies them in a very well-written statement, which It's kind of surprising. So I don't know. Right now it's a he said, she said kind of a deal. It's a weird thing that's going on. A lot of people are saying there's a lot of fucked up shit in his book. Like some really fucked up shit.
Hey, can you
So
guys hear me?
that might have something to do with it too. So
Can you guys hear me?
I don't know.
There we
Yep.
go.
Welcome back. We were just discussing the Matt Hughes domestic violence
Oh my
allegations.
gosh, my wife's so hot.
And just, oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Did we? What topic are we on? I know I'm interrupting, but I want to get back into it.
Oh, don't worries, man. The Matt Hughes domestic violence allegations.
Whoa!
What we were doing. We
I
decided to
didn't
cover
hear about
little
that.
bits of news. You didn't? Oh, dude.
Oh,
His
yeah,
wife
the last thing-
filed for divorce, and Matt.
Yo, Will, do you remember the last thing
Matt
Anthony
Hughes'
said
brother.
about Matt Hughes was
Oh,
that
boy.
that he thought he would try to commit suicide on the train tracks because he was gay?
That's what his brother said.
That's what you said, Ant. when
No.
the first-
No.
Well, maybe he is, and he can't handle it. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, it's 2019. If anyone says anything remotely offensive to you, like, it's like, woo, 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 woo.
Ant, you're a professional fighter, right?
Yeah, it's like, who cares if you're gay? Just fucking say if you're gay or not. Why is this a big deal?
Oh my god.
Like, I don't get why it's such a big deal to people. Everyone gets offended about everything. You know what I mean? It's like, listen,
They do.
if you're gay, you're gay.
That's
And if someone
the
makes
tough
fun of you for being
generation.
gay, tell them to go fuck themselves. Who gives a shit?
exactly. Exactly.
It's sort of like, who's
The Matt
that?
Hughes allegations, man.
I'm going to mess up his whole name, but Milos? The gay Republican guy?
Oh, Milo, yeah, no,
Oh,
Yeah,
Do you think
Milo,
he gives a shit if someone
Milo
makes fun of him?
Yiannopoulos.
that's Will's idol.
He doesn't
God,
give a
no.
fuck.
No, it's not.
He can
No, he
like him.
doesn't.
And
That guy's
ruin his
fucking
idol.
hilarious, though. Now, if you were said Evander Holyfield, I'd agree
But
with
that guy
you.
Milos, he doesn't give a shit. You know, he's great.
That guy's
Yeah, he's great.
awesome. He's fucking hilarious. I don't always agree with every single thing he says, but my god, he's fucking
Right.
hilarious.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree with
I
everything he
have to
says
admit
too,
that.
but he's a funny guy. He has some great views.
Yep. Definitely.
I like him better than that AOC bitch.
Oh, she's a retard.
Oh my gosh.
She's a retard.
Oh, you said an offensive word.
Oh
Project.
my.
Uh-oh.
Oh well. Here come the PC.
Dude,
Yeah.
our 100,000 YouTube subscribers
Now-
of our podcast are gonna be pissed that we get taken down, dude. Like, what the fuck?
I know. I know, we said something naughty about AOC. We are blocked from YouTube now. I made a
fuck
negative
yeah, we
comment
are.
about her on
We'll get
Facebook,
banned like Alex
and it got
Jones.
taken
Yeah.
down. I can see
What?
if I called her something filthy. I just
Yo, what
went
hap-
against something she said,
Just
and
like,
it got taken
what a
down.
cunt.
It violated their process. Their their process. It violated their policy. It said.
And you know it was JR that reported that. You know what I mean?
Oh, he probably did.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So going back to Matt Hughes allegations, so his wife and Matt Hughes' brother basically filed restraining orders against him.
I
Why
unplugged my mic
both
for a
of
second.
them? I'm not sure. Oh, no worries. So basically, Matt Hughes' wife and his brother both filed restraining orders against Matt Hughes, and she filed for divorce and said that he basically attacked her.
Before or after the
Now,
accident?
Just recently.
Does
so this
he
is
know what
after
he's
the accident.
doing now, though? Or did he really do this? Or
Apparently, well, he wrote a very good denial about all this shit and said his marriage wasn't perfect, but that he changed after the accident and not. He denies any of that stuff happened and just says like, yeah.
Is his brother fucking his wife?
It never happened. I wouldn't.
Oh my god.
That was a rumor. That was a rumor that I heard. It's unconfirmed. I have no evidence and no confirmation from any of the parties.
All right, let me tell you
involved.
something.
However, that is a big internet
If your
rumor.
brother sides with your
I
wife
did find it
about
strange.
something, if you're like going through a domestic dispute and a divorce, he is fucking your wife.
Oh shit.
Hands.
And so that's what your brother
Probably.
And so that's what your brother would do to you then? Oh my god.
Oh no, my brothers wouldn't do that. But let me tell you something. If you're going through a domestic dispute and a divorce and your brother is siding with your wife, he is fucking your wife rotten and has been for a long time. Like, you don't just side with your brother's wife during a divorce, because I'd imagine they're going through a divorce, correct? I mean, this isn't...
Well, she filed the paperwork.
And I mean, when we say domestic dispute, he's saying this means physical, right? He got physical with her?
That's what she claims. He denies that. What she claims is that she was like, she didn't want to give him his truck keys because he's not supposed to drive or something. I don't remember. He wanted his truck keys, and then she was like, I think she was taking a shower, or he attacked her when she was like, something like that, slammed her head against the wall and stuff and started choking her. Just some weird shit. And I'm like, here's my thoughts on it. I don't necessarily believe her, but I don't just instantly believe him either. I want to see and wait.
I want to see evidence.
It strikes me.
I'm an innocent until proven guilty person.
Her comments.
Except if your brother sides with
too.
your wife, he's guilty and he's fucking her. But like, if he hit her, he's a piece of garbage. You know what I mean? But
oh god,
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like if he wanted to hurt her, and I'm not trying to be cliche here. I mean, I think he could fucking kill his wife if he really went at her. I think he could mistakenly kill her. I don't think there'd be a dispute. I think she'd be hospitalized and in critical condition. Like you know that piece of shit War Machine that beat up his girl?
Oh, the porn star, Christy Mack, yes.
You know, porn star or not, she didn't deserve to get the shit beat out of her. You know, she's a filthy, rotten whore,
definitely
good for nothing, but you still shouldn't beat the shit out of her. You know what I mean? You still shouldn't beat the shit out of her. Like, it's still wrong. You know what I mean? She didn't deserve that. That's disgusting.
It is still
That's absolutely disgusting.
Definitely not.
It's as disgusting, actually, not as, it's more disgusting and immoral than the filthy sex act she's done. With thousands of men.
Way worse. Well, I never found her that attractive anyway, but I agree. It's never right to hit someone like that.
You don't have to be attractive to be a whore.
Do what he did.
Oh my god, man.
But yeah, I mean, him beating her up, I mean, you know, was wrong. You know, we can make fun of Kristen Mack for being a whore all we want. She knows she's a whore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a professional fighter. No man should beat the crap out of a woman, especially a professional fighter, though. That's why I kind of have to assume that if Matt Hughes attacked her, she would be hospitalized.
He is crippled up, though, a bit.
Oh, is
fair,
he?
Though.
From the train
wreck.
All right, so it's like if Stephen Hawking came at her or something?
Oh,
no. He can walk, but it's just, I don't know if he's that capable as much anymore. I mean, you just have to. I mean, he
like
probably
Freddie
is. He
Roach?
can walk decent. No, he can't speak. He speaks worse than Freddie Roach, actually, but he struggles to speak. He speaks way worse than Freddie Roach.
Really? So like, it's the equivalent of like a green bean coming at you.
Oh
well,
my god.
He still looks in decent shape though. But I wouldn't say in great shape, but he looks pretty decent shape for his age. But he's crippled up. He struggles he has to kind of shuffle to walk. So that's why I also have some reservations about her opinion.
Well,
you know,
shit, I don't know. I don't know. I want evidence.
See, that's why
I want like marks
Me too.
or bruising or because first off, he slammed her head against the wall. Jim the Anvil Neidhart tripped and bumped his head on the wall and fucking died. I don't know if Matt Hughes grabbed his wife's head and started slamming against the wall.
I don't know.
And she's just fine. Like, what is she? Is his wife a fucking real doll? Like,
maybe.
a fucking robot? What, honey? Women are very tough. Yeah,
Professional
but
fighter.
I'm just saying, if no matter how tough you are, if you start professional fighter starts choking you and slamming your head against the wall, I think you're going to be hospitalized.
Did you, apparently a lot of people cite Matt Hughes' book and say that he's really fucked in the head, though, even before the train accident. And I don't know if he just wrote a bunch of crazy shit just to sell books, but some of the stuff, apparently, that's in his book is really fucked up, and there's a lot of weird shit in there. That's what I heard, so I'm going to try and get a copy of it. Maybe we'll dissect it here on the podcast and selected bits and just be like, whoa, what the fuck?
Jeez.
I wish I could mute my mic instead of having to keep taking it out, but I'm about to eat, and I know I'm going to be chewing it. It's going to sound obnoxiously loud.
Yeah, I gotta actually go eat.
Is there a way to edit
probably.
my fat ass chewing this cheeseburger?
Yeah, I mean, I have to do
Yeah, you're gonna have to do
editing
some editing,
anyway.
that's for sure.
It don't matter. Matt Serra had a very interesting comment. Yeah, who cares? Fuck him. Matt Serra had a very interesting comment, though, on his podcast with Jim Norton. So they covered the Matt Hughes story, and we all know the sordid history between Matt Hughes and Matt Serra. So, basically, what did he say? Basically, Matt Serra said that anytime that he's known Matt Hughes, he's always been a bad guy, but maybe now, because of the accident, he just can't maybe hide it as much.
Wow.
And he says that he doesn't wish that the accident happened. He wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But he did mention that fucking bad role model that Matt Hughes kept calling him kept calling him a bad role model. So now Matt Hughes is like, wonder how that comment looks now, So that was pretty funny.
Matt Serra's a fat little troll too.
Well, he also cited an incident, basically he said on his podcast that he went up to go shake Matt Hughes' hand. This is after the accident, just to be like, holy shit, good to see you, man, up and around, and check and see how he's doing. And again, I think might be in Matt Serra's head a bit, but basically he said that he went up to go talk to him and shake his hand, and Matt Hughes just kind of gave him like a half handshake and then kind of shuffled away, and fucking, he's like, I saw the look in his eyes.
And Matt Serra probably wanted a blowjob.
Oh my god. So they're both gay, Ant? Like, Jesus.
Probably.
Oh, he's definitely gay.
And Paulo Costa's gay, don't forget about that. Oh, and Cody Garbrandt you said at one point, too. Can't forget that.
There's a lot of men that are happy that he's gay, too.
Oh my, like JR or what?
I'm sure the whole gay community's very happy about it. They should be. I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Okay, let's go to the best fight on this card that happened at UFC 235. The Kamaru Usman-Tyron Woodley fight. Holy fuck. It was the greatest fight of that fucking night. I was so happy.
Oh my god, Ant.
I was so fucking happy. I picked Kamaru Usman to win. I was so happy. Because I wanted someone to end Tyron Woodley. I fucking hated Tyron Woodley's reign. It is one of the worst reigns in welterweight championship history.
Well, Snoozeman's is going to end up being worse, trust me.
Who knows, though? Who knows? It's just at the start. Can't quite criticize it just yet. He needs to be able to defend that title a couple times. But right now, I'd say Woodley's is the worst because he had a great fight with Stephen Thompson, ends in a draw. He then has a rematch, which is the fucking worst welterweight title fight I've ever seen.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then he fights Damian Maya in another boring piece of shit fight in which he didn't show up. Probably due to injury, but still.
Yeah, he tore his shoulder.
Then he beats Darren Till. And then he beats Darren Till, who, I mean, a little bit blown up. I thought Darren Till might win, but Darren Till looked nervous as fuck.
For the Tyron fight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when he actually fought in there, he hesitated a lot. That confident Darren Till wasn't really there. He looked worried about that right hand.
Mm.
And, I mean, I'm glad my prediction was right. And I just looked, and I'm like, Kamaru Usman looks like a monster. He's in ridiculous shape. Tyron looked skinnier than usual. Not as buff.
I just think it's because he's next to Usman.
Well,
and Usman is so big.
Yep, what Max said. That's how big Usman is. I'm going with
that.
No,
man, Usman's just big.
Not to shut you down, Project. I just feel like next to that fucking monster, there's no way he's under 200 pounds. He is 200 pounds the next day.
Hey, you said he was 250 in the fight.
What, bro?
You said he was 250 in the fight.
Oh my god, way over 200
He has
pounds.
to be. But I'm just stylistically, I know you can beat Woodley by taking him down and holding him there. It's the same thing with Rory McDonald. It's like I picked Rory McDonald, and I still do, to beat Tyron Woodley. Because it's a style thing. He can keep him at bay and keep him on the fence. It's like when people kept telling me Woodley's the greatest of all time, I'm like, fuck off. GSP is the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I know.
Hands down.
Oh, Tyron Woodley's not even in the discussion of GSP.
Well, not against GSP. I'd say
His
maybe
name
right now he's third.
It shouldn't be mentioned.
I'd say maybe.
My God, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
no.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know.
He's not in the conversation of the greatest of all time.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
not of the GOAT.
Sure.
We want to put him in the top 5. Fine.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But absolutely not the fucking greatest of all time.
No, and I'm just glad it shuts down those people who said that. Because it was so fucking patently stupid. Like Rogan, who just sucked Tyron Woodley's dick over and over and over again. It just was so annoying.
Yeah, Joe gets biased as fuck.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
Although, all saying that, what really pissed me off, and I can go back through my Facebook feed and look at all the comments I was writing watching that fight live. I was so mad at Mark Goddard. What the fuck was he doing with all the stand-ups? He just took down Tyron Woodley.
Mark Goddard.
I'm on Woodley to win that shit.
He does.
Oh my god.
And you know how hard it is to take down Tyron Woodley? I mean, how thick that guy is?
Yeah.
And then he got him down
I don't know, man. I just saw
time.
how big Usman was, dude. I was like, he's probably just gonna out-wrestle him. He's massive, dude. Like, look at him. And, like, size really matters in, like, grappling and wrestling matches.
It does, but, I mean, there's also... You can count...
Usman forces us to be a wrestling
to beat Damian Maya.
Woodley what?
He cheated against Damian Maya.
Oh, my god.
What did he do?
Grab the fence.
Apparently.
Oh,
during a takedown.
Yeah.
All Damian Maya needed was one takedown to beat him.
This is true.
Tyron Woodley, I respect him, but he cheated.
Didn't Usman get a bad stand-up against Damian Maya, who was going for something in their fight?
Yeah.
Didn't that happen at some point where it was like...
Not as bad as grabbing the fence, so.
No, God, no. God, no. I was so pissed at Mark Goddard, though. I was like, what the fuck are you doing standing them up? He has a dominant position. And he's working. Nope, stands him up.
Because as soon as the crowd says something, Goddard's like, okay. They could be cheering "Throw your mother to the lions," and Goddard would put her in the head fucking first.
Oh man, did you?
He is a fucking fan puppet.
Did you see the response that John Anik and Mark Goddard got to on Twitter?
What's that?
Oh, dude. Okay, let me see if I can find it here. I want to quote it directly. Let's see. Okay. As soon as it loads here. So, someone asked John Anik a question or something, and let's see. I just want to get a full rendition here. Oh, okay. So this guy asked John Anik, what do you guys think of Mark Goddard and his constant standing up on Woodley Usman and Dean's allowing of Jones and Smith to grind it out? John Anik is like, yes, wildly inconsistent, and Usman was working his ass off. So Mark Goddard took offense to that and said, the only thing wildly inconsistent is you and your co-commentator's recollection and observation of actual events. I'll save my side for later. So John Anik responded, I always try to be respectful. We are just calling it like we see it too. But there is an arrogance with which you deal with the fighters, commentators, and many in the sport, and I find it off-putting. One man's take, and I'm quite sure you'll give yours for everyone to hear. And so then some guy clarifies of what John Anik actually said, and he's like, I believe John Anik was referring to the inconsistency between each referee's decision of when to separate the fighters. And John Anik's like, exactly what I was referring to.
So he took it as all his fights.
Yeah, he took it as like Mark Goddard basically took it as like just being only critical of him for the stand-ups. But it's deserved. You fucked up a bunch of times. What happened to Mac?
I don't know, but, that's how you know. That's an omission of guilt.
It is.
Definitely on Goddard's part.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, he fucked up many times. He fucked up. And the simple fact is, I mean, Cruz said it best. He doesn't wrestle, so he doesn't know. I'm just glad Dominic doesn't have any fucking reservations saying anything like that.
Yeah.
So now I think we have to have the Colby Covington fight, and I'm not willing to count Colby out. Because
I know.
Let's have that discussion. Let's get into it. Let's get froggy.
Yeah.
So I'll lay out my argument for that. Now, a lot of people are obviously going to be taking Usman. He should be the favorite. And apparently Mac's internet is out.
Oh boy.
That's what happens when you have fucking... This is what happens when you live on the east side. No, not really, but still, it's just
is it all that part like it?
No, I'm just fucking around. Max just got shitty internet. Always has. So with Colby...
Yeah. His whole life.
Yep, pretty much. I would say...
I know the guy. How old's Mac? Like 21, 22?
Something like that.
I've known him since he's like fucking a whiny little 14-year-old kid on here.
Yeah, he's always had shit internet. Not the worst, though. But it's been capable. Not the best. Right when we're doing the podcast of all times. Oh, fuck. He probably has TELUS.
Of course he does it during our first podcast.
Of course. Of course. So, going to Colby, I think, here's how I see it. I think while Usman should be the favorite, obviously, for obvious reasons, he's the bigger guy. He did fans the money fight that they were supposed to. I figured that's what they were going to do. They fucked up that way. Now you have a less marketable fight that only hardcore fans are going to really be open for. But I got to look at it in that way. I think Usman can lose that fight because he gets so emotional with Colby. He almost attacked him after the fight. He attacked him at some casino, and they just got into it, and Usman went after Ben Askren as well, and it's like, that's a fighter you can mentally break, I think. It's either going to do one of two things. It's going to motivate him way further, which it might do, because that guy's fucking talented. Usman's fucking scary, man. Or it's going to make him deviate off a game plan, which is possible, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's going to be interesting because both guys have the same style. They're both wrestlers, grinders with great cardio, who can keep doing it for a long time, and they're both tough as fuck. So this is going to be this is why I'm not willing to write Colby right off for that. I think it's going to be an interesting fight, and actually I looked favorably at Colby against Tyron because, again, Tyron's a breakable fighter. I think this will be a little bit more safer I think this is a safer fight for Colby, though, than Tyron. Tyron has that one-hitter quitter. Usman, not as much. What's your take on if those two fight, though?
Right. Alright, I gotta be honest with you. After what I saw Cameron Usman do to Tyron Woodley, I can't ever be anything less than 100% sure of what he'll do to future competition. I mean, his wrestling's too good, his chin is too good.
You don't think there's a possible contender?
The way he controls the octagon is too good. Colby?
Wow.
I don't think there's anyone that can beat him. There's a couple of guys that I think could catch him.
Yeah.
Like, I think Darren Till could maybe catch him. You know what I mean? Catch him with a big strike.
No, definitely not.
I don't think Colby has that kind of power. You know? I don't think he has the power to catch him. Like, so I have to kind of pull away his puncher's chance because he can't punch his way out of a paper bag. You know, but I think there's guys that could catch Usman. Like, I think Darren Till might be able to catch him. Conor McGregor's fought welterweight before. I think he might be able to catch him. But...
Yeah.
You know, I don't see anyone beating him. Like, going in there and outclassing him, outskilling him. I don't think it can be done. I think the only person that could have done it is retired now, and that's George St. Pierre.
Well, George St. Pierre beats everyone.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time.
Hands down.
What did you think? All right, so let's go to Jones versus Anthony Smith.
Yes. Let me say this about Anthony Smith. Eats that illegal knee, could have walked away with the belt and doesn't. You got to respect him in a way for that.
You do. You do, definitely. Especially when Ariel was saying he should have done that. And Dominic Cruz is like, the fuck you talking about? Ariel was like, he should have done that for sure.
Here's why he should have.
No.
Versus here's why he shouldn't have. I'm going to give both sides. He should have because he wins the belt. He probably gets more money for the win. And in the end, they're doing this for money anyway. And then he doesn't have to auto-rematch Jon Jones. I mean, you'd think he would have to, but I don't think he technically has to. You know what I mean? There's nothing that would be set in stone. Like you would think if someone deserves a rematch, it's Jon Jones, but we're not necessarily sure. So then maybe he forgets about Jon Jones, and he goes on and starts defending the fucking belt and making money and becoming a star. That's why he should have taken it. Here's why he shouldn't have.
I see that
People are going to call him a fake champion if he did. They would have said, oh, he's not the real champ. He took the easy way out. He was looking for a way out, and he took a DQ win like a pussy, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, like, there shouldn't. In the end, what do I think? I'm glad that he didn't. I'm glad that he didn't because, you know, I'm a big fan of Jon Jones. But Anthony Smith definitely should have. He should have thought about himself, and he's in this to make money. He's never going to be the champion. And he could have at least been the champion. He could have at least said he was the champion, DQ or not. Whatever. He would have been champion. He would have got the win bonus. This is all about money. I mean, I don't know a lot about Anthony Smith outside of the UFC other than, he's clearly an entertaining fighter. I like the guy. I just like John Jones more. You know what I mean? I like Anthony Smith. He's a good fighter. He goes in there to brawl, from what I've seen. He likes to get it on. But he's just not as talented as like a John Jones or an Alexander Gustafsson or a Rumble Johnson, who may come out of retirement. And I don't know. I don't know if he, or if Cormier moves back down too. I see him as a problem for him. I don't know if Cormier will move down. I think he'll probably stay at heavyweight, but again, he has the power. He's a guy that always has a puncher's chance. He's a guy that does, and he didn't give himself that puncher's chance. He went in there trying to fight like technical, slow pace, feel it out. You don't try to feel yourself out against John Jones. Like, there's nothing to feel out. You're in there with the best. What are you feeling out exactly? Like, when he's going to start kicking the shit out of you? Like, he should have went in there, guns a-blazing, swinging for the fences. That's what he should have done. Like, the whole time until he was gassed, he should have just been looking for a knockout. Same like when Conor McGregor fought Floyd. You're not a better boxer than Floyd fucking Mayweather. But you do, however, have the kind of shot that can knock someone out cold. He should have done the same thing. He should have been guns a-blazing against Floyd, just trying to knock him out. Sure, maybe he'd gas after 6 rounds, but whatever. Maybe he catches him inside of those 6 rounds. And then if not, hey, he had nothing to lose. He had nothing to lose. He fought one of the best boxers on the planet. Same with Anthony Smith. He was fighting one of the best guys on the planet. If not the best, maybe. Oh, yeah. He's a guy that he doesn't need to fight. He likes to fight. He can make money elsewhere. But a guy like Anthony Smith, like I said, I don't know his background. For all I know, he's this educated guy, but I don't know. I don't know much about him. Like, to me, I think he's probably just a guy that needs to make his money while he can and invest it wisely. So, like, the smartest thing he could have done was take that DQ win, get that win bonus, invest it wisely. Maybe buy up some marijuana shares in one of those states that's building stores and shit. I think Massachusetts, they're making, or already have legalized marijuana. And they're making stores and shit for it.
Oh, probably. I was actually, as I'm watching the fight, John Jones looked very, I wouldn't say beatable, but I saw moments where it could be taken advantage of, where he could have been beat, like where he was like he just left himself exposed in certain ways. Where I wasn't used to John Jones, I'm not used to him. I'm not used to seeing that. I just saw moments where it's like, man, if Anthony Smith just went for it, and he could catch him if he just went for it. Like, I just saw moments, I saw big windows of opportunity. I didn't see when John Jones was fighting, like, Daniel Cormier or Gustafsson. I didn't see those windows of opportunity, necessarily. I saw some of those in the John Jones fight. Like I saw some in the Anthony Smith fight. I saw some of those. So there was that. But also, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Well, I think how can I put it? John Jones, some of his fights, you can tell he knows what he has to do to get his hand raised. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what he's got to do, and he's just like, all right, I won that round. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to expose himself to that big shot of his. But smaller guys, I notice, he'll freaking go off on, or slower guys.
GSP retires, can't get the Khabib fight, so he took his ball and went home. And I'm glad. I am glad GSP retired. I didn't want to see that fight. I mean, I did, but I don't want to see George keep continuing to fight and take that risk of ever possibly putting himself in harm's way. Like what he did with the Bisping fight. He was fucked so many different ways. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm glad he got to retire on top. As the GOAT.
I'm glad that he retired. I actually kind of...
Like, you know what I mean?
Wanted him to retire, like, give an epic speech after the Bisping fight. When he beat like, Bisping for the middleweight belt. But I think he owed it to himself and the fans. Just an epic retirement fight. Epic retirement speech to follow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that was... it was lame. It's either...
Yep.
You know, at that point, I would have rather him come back than
like
retire.
Not 18 months
I actually wouldn't have minded the Khabib fight, because then if he beats Khabib at lightweight, 3-weight champion, like... I mean, he's already the GOAT, but super GOAT.
I agree.
GOAT for, the rest of time. Like, he's already the current GOAT.
GOAT. Like... Yep. It solidifies it. I mean, that's the thing. Yep. Well,
I would agree with that. I think I can't put John Jones in that spot because he keeps disqualifying himself with these drug tests. There's no asterisks when it comes to George St. Pierre. None whatsoever. And he beat the top guys in the more talent-filled division at the toughest point of every career.
Yes.
It's like the guy's done it. You know, I have to say he's the number one guy. Not because I'm Canadian, but he's just because he's the best. But good for him. Good for him. And then not playing that fucking... I bet that was Uncle Dana not giving him the Khabib fight. I mean, that's probably a Dana move, which it makes no sense because that's a huge pay-per-view fight. But I bet that's what it was. We also had 2 other people retire. We had Mirko Krokop retire after suffering stroke-like symptoms after the Roy Nelson fight in Bellator.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Krokop. I was hoping to get a Bellator title shot.
But another guy retiring on top. 10-fight win streak. Avenged some of the biggest losses of his career.
I'm glad he at least avenged his loss against Roy.
With USADA, so he probably was doing some extracurricular activities. Who knows? Second he leaves the UFC, he becomes a monster. But then you know what? He looked like a monster when he was beating Gonzaga.
Yeah.
He looked good. He looked good in some of those fights. Your favorite, your boy, possibly retired, ? Left his gloves in the octagon. Stefan Struve, the skyscraper.
I was emotional.
I bet.
When he did that speech, because it caught me by such surprise.
Yeah, it caught everyone by surprise. Me too.
And I like it though.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the best way to go out.
Go out on a nice win.
Yeah.
Yeah, go out on a win.
And it reminded me of when, I think it was UFC 99, when they were in Cologne, Germany. He fought Dennis Stoyniak, and Stoyniak was beating the shit out of him. And Struve's busted open and getting the fuck beat out of him, and out of nowhere,
he just turns it around and fucking submits the guy. And just solidified him as a premier heavyweight moving up the ranks. It was awesome.
Exactly.
It's a great way for him to turn full circle and to get another win like that. I thought was amazing, and I was very happy. And if that's his last fight, there's no better way to go, and it probably should be. Maybe he should. I don't know. He has a heart condition.
If his heart's that unhealthy, yeah.
He should get out of the game.
Maybe, unless he gets evaluated by a doctor, and the doctor says, oh, you're cured or whatever, because I don't know exactly what the condition is. Or if the doctor says, hey, you're good, it's cured. I don't know if there's a cure for what he has. Like I said, I don't know what he has. He just said he had a heart condition. But let's say it's cured.
Yeah, come on back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's young.
And come on back. Why not?
He's still young.
But either way, if he retires, I'm happy. If he comes back, I'd be happy.
Absolutely.
But one thing that I feel shouldn't ever be questioned, people can say, oh, he didn't have a chin. I don't think that's necessarily true.
He fought hard.
He's fighting at heavyweight.
Yep, anyone could get put out.
He fought very heavy hitters. I don't know if it's that he doesn't have a chin.
Oh, I think he's got a chin.
And you know what? Even if they question his chin or question his ability to use his reach, don't ever question his heart, though.
No, that's the biggest attribute he has. Bigger than his height. That kid is all heart. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah. All heart. And always entertaining, always charismatic. Never a bad thing to say about his opponent.
No, never.
Never a bad word about anyone. Just a gentleman. He just seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I always liked him, too, because it's refreshing. It's something different.
When someone doesn't...
Who's this good talk bud that's inviting you to a party? You think that's Mac?
I don't know, but I'm not... I'll invite Mac if he's back on. But,
Yeah.
I might have to put this on invite only. I think I'll just do that now.
Right.
Just to protect the integrity of our discussion. Don't want Blade Flyer coming in here or something.
But yeah, Stefan Struve.
But yeah.
Easily one of my favorite fighters ever.
Absolutely.
And I was happy to see him go out with a win.
I was very happy too.
Classic Stefan Struve fashion.
Oh, absolutely.
Be taking a whooping and just find a way to win.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Fucking warrior. True warrior. Couldn't have went out a better way.
Yes.
Now we have confirmed Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, interim lightweight title. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow.
Not Tony Ferguson. He turned it down.
Who turned down Ferguson?
Ferguson turned down fighting, I think Poirier or Holloway for fighting for an interim title. Probably because he already was interim champ at one point before having it stripped.
Got it stripped from him. You know what? Tony's a weird guy, but I don't know if he deserved that.
He didn't want it apparently, so now they're like, we're moving on without you.
Right, but I just mean I don't know if he deserved to be stripped of his interim belt.
I don't think he deserved to be, and that's the fight that has to happen. With an interim title, feasibly, you would think that this new interim champ becomes the guy Khabib gets to fight. Which...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to say, I know we're supposed to focus on Dustin, though, and Max.
Yeah. I don't know.
Max Holloway annoyed the shit out of me when he had the nerve to say...
And second, I just gotta say, is there anyone else?
Is there anybody else? It's like, what are you talking about? You have one title defense.
Pretty much.
Like, what do you mean, is there anybody else? He's acting like he cleared out the fucking division. Is there anybody else? It's like, well, yeah, there's
Frankie
like
Edgar.
14 other fucking guys that you haven't fought.
There are tons.
Is there anybody else? Right? Does he have more than one title defense? He can't exceed 2. There's no way.
Let's see.
At most, he has his 2.
Well, he has a unification fight with
I'm thinking
Aldo.
he only has 1, though.
He has a unification fight
I'm going to Wikipedia it.
Yeah, he has a unification fight with
No,
Aldo.
I mean title defenses.
2? I guess he defended against the second Aldo fight and then Ortega, but he has 2, I think. Technically.
I'm thinking that's 2.
That's it. I don't think he has any more than
Yeah,
that.
I'll go with 2.
But still, I mean...
Let's see. Next question.
Yeah, he does talk a little bit too much. I don't know how he fares at lightweight, though. I think Poirier probably beats him. Poirier's, like, fucking disgustingly good.
Yeah, he has 2 title defenses.
Yeah.
Defending the UFC Featherweight Championship, defending the UFC Featherweight Championship. Yeah, 2 defenses. Is there anybody else in his fucking stupid voice? It's like, yeah, you know, only the rest of the top 15, you fought 2 of them. So I think there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Anybody else? It was so annoying. It was just ringing in my ears. Is there anybody else? Holy fucking shit. It's like, you know, the only reason you're champion is McGregor moved up in weight. Let's get that straight.
That would be a great fight to see.
Get the hell out of here.
I want to see that rematch.
I think it's more the same. I think it's McGregor whooping him again.
You think?
Is there anybody else?
It's a great fight. I would love
it's
to
like,
see
yeah, you know.
I would love to see that rematch between those 2. That's the fight.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. That way we can find out just how many else's there were. Vaccine.
Well, I would rather see McGregor than Poirier be thrust into that position, to be honest, but because I don't think Poirier's deserved.
Let's see, is there anybody else? Frankie Edgar, Alexander Volkanovski.
Who's fighting Jose Aldo now?
Zabit.
Yep. You have...
Is there anybody else?
Rodriguez.
It's like, well, that name's a few, so, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's some other people that you haven't fucking fought. Is there anybody else? I fucking can't stand him. Honestly, I'm not joking around. I liked him until he said that. I liked Max West Holloway. And then he goes, is there anybody else? It was sort of like, do you remember the time? Is there anybody else? Fucking little bastard. It was sort of like, remember when John Dotson did that stupid feminine little wave?
Yes.
Like, I can't explain it. He was like walking out to the octagon and he like put his 2 little hands that are the size of like an infant by his ears and face, whatever. He like did this stupid little wave.
And you're like,
like after that, I was like, all right. Yep. It's just little things just throw me off.
The best one though, King. The best one was when we were watching the draft, the very first WWE.
He looks like a woman too.
He kind of does. The very first WWE draft, and fucking Taz and Mr. Perfect come walking out, and Taz beat him in like 3 minutes, and then he talks shit, and he was like, just another victim, and you're like, fucking hate Taz. The whole time before that,
hate Taz forever.
You were like, I love Taz, I think he's great, and it's like he says that, and you're like, fuck you, Taz. Instant hatred.
And I was like, yeah, I always liked Taz. He was entertaining, good commentator, talk shit on Mr. Perfect, dumb. Just another victim. It's like they just had Mr. Perfect job to this fat little troll.
I know. Oh.
Just another victim. That was the equivalent of, is there anybody else?
Oh my god. Alright, Francis.
I hate him forever now.
Francis Ngannou.
Anybody else?
Cain Velasquez. What were your thoughts on that abysmal performance?
Oh my god. So, first off, I have no idea what Cain was thinking.
I'm gonna high kick this guy.
Like, yeah, what the fuck was he doing in there? Like, I don't want to call it ring rust. I want to call it ring stupidity.
It's ring retardation.
Like, as soon as the bell rang, he should have shot a double leg.
Yep.
Or a low single. He should have been wrestling his ass off right off the fucking bell.
I don't know why you would put him against
What's he do?
the cage.
Throws a kick, runs into fucking Ngannou's fist, tears his leg, and gets finished. Is there anybody else?
Oh my god. It was just an embarrassment, because now it just makes Ngannou look even better, and I'm like, well, there goes that. That's all, fucks. You know, it's like Jesus Christ, fucking ridiculous. Now we got Adesanya Gastelum interim title, right? That's coming up. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that? Because Whitaker's going to be out for a while, again.
All right, so let me start off by saying, because I want the whole world to hear me say this shit, or anyone that's listening, Israel Adesanya sucks. Israel Adesanya lost to the Italian Dream, Vittori. He lost to him. That was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
I don't remember the fight that well.
And he got the push. He got the push of a century after.
Of course.
Like, I can't believe it. And then, most recently, he fights Anderson Silva, right? Mm-hmm. And he only wins 2 of the 3 rounds against a guy in his 40s.
Yeah. It doesn't look that good either.
I don't think he can beat Kelvin Gastelum. Excuse me. It's Kelvin, right? Not Kevin.
Yeah, Kelvin. Yeah. It's kind of a weird name.
I don't think he can beat Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
Because if Marvin Vittori can take him down at will and walk him down and shit, alright. What the fuck is he going to do against Kelvin Gastelum?
I mean, other than catching him with strikes, I don't see...
He'd have to catch him.
He has to.
He would have to get lucky. He's not on that level.
I don't think...
He's getting the push of, like, no other... This is a guy that robbed an unranked fighter of a decision and just got pushed for it. He shouldn't be fighting anyone of relevance. He never should have.
He doesn't deserve this title shot.
He should not have got his hand raised against Vittori.
I don't remember the fight that well.
And he should not have been fighting these big name guys.
Well, he should be. I mean, he hasn't fought anyone that great at this point. Like, Brunson's kind of a bum. No offense to Derek Bumson. Anderson Silva's way past his prime, so he's making a name. But, I mean, he hasn't really fought any of the top guys. He hasn't fought like a Yoel Romero or a Luke Rockhold.
Anderson fights like he doesn't even give a shit anymore. It's so funny.
Probably doesn't. He's lucky to still be fighting after all the steroid fucking pops.
He thinks this is funny. He just thinks it's funny. He's having a grand old time.
Well, that's the...
I can't believe he won a fucking round. That was so funny.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
50 years old and he wins a round.
Sometimes that happens with styles.
The last fart bender.
The last fart bender. Sometimes that happens when you fight a mirror of yourself. It, like, takes you out of your game because you're not used to fighting someone that's an exact mirror. That was going to be an interesting fight. I was kind of glad to see it because I wanted to see Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva, and I think that's the fight they should book.
I can't believe I paid $65 for
that. Well, see, when did you buy it? Because Whitaker going out on the day of the fight.
I bought it after the fact. I'll admit it.
Oh Jesus!
It was after the fact and everything.
Why the fuck did you do that?
I still bought it, and you know what? I don't regret it. You know why I bought it? I really had nothing else to do that Saturday night. I mean, my wife was working, and my wife's my best friend. You know what I mean? And at the time, we only had one car to top it all off.
Oh, I see.
We recently bought a second car on this past Saturday. But at the time, we only had one car. My wife took it to work. And like I said, she's my best friend anyway. I don't usually go out without her. Here and there I do, but not too often. But anyhow, so she had the car. And most of my good buddies, they're quite a distance away.
This is true.
You know? So it was kind of like, well, what the heck else am I going to do? But I still, even considering all that, I'm still kind of shocked. I paid $65 for it because it was a shit card. It was the worst. I could have probably just played video games and been equally entertained or more so.
Oh, probably. I mean, that was one of the worst cards I've ever seen without the main event. Fucking terrible. So, let's preview some upcoming fights. We have Derek Lewis, Junior Dos Santos coming up first. Holy shit.
Right.
What do you think?
Right. Let me tell you something. I have no respect for Derek Lewis after he went in there and did what he did against Daniel Cormier. He basically announced to the world that he had no shot, went in there, didn't even try, looked fatter than he's ever looked, wasted my fucking money, and everyone's money. He should have to individually pay everyone back for that fight.
Well, he had that stinker with Ngannou as well.
How in the fuck, dude, this was worse. How in the fuck can you be the number one ranked contender, right? He was the number one contender, wasn't he?
I think so.
At the time. I mean, if he was ranked anything, it could have been as low as 2.
But still,
I think he was number 1 at the time.
Yeah.
He's the number 1 contender, and he announces to the world that he has no chance. You know, there's no way he'll ever be champion. He can't beat Daniel Cormier. He's just going in there for the money. I thought he was fucking around at first. Shame on me. Not fool me twice. Shame on me. I'm ashamed that fat idiot was standing there telling the truth the whole time and went in there and did nothing and stole my fucking money. He should have to refund me and everyone else that ordered that card, because he walked in there and it was the equivalent of taking a dive. That's how much limited effort he put in. It looked like a dive. It wasn't a dive, he just wasn't trying. I think what he did was worse than taking a dive. I think what he did was worse than taking a fucking dive. He went in there and just didn't try. He is a fucking disgrace and should have his license revoked. I can't stand him. And I hope Junior Dos Santos beats him into a fucking coma and forces him to retire from health injuries. That's what I think of Derek the Fat Bitch Lewis. There we go.
That being said, who do you got winning? I got Junior outpointing him for... Oh wait, it's a 5-round fight, isn't it? Shit.
Everyone knows who the bitch is. You know, the guy that earned a title shot and gave up on himself. That guy. The guy who stole $65 from all of us. Lucky you. I thought, so back to me thinking he was joking. I was like, a number 1 contender can't be talking so.
I know.
I'm like, I bet he's saying this to like make Cormier overconfident. Then he walks in there and he just black beasts his ass. Starts throwing huge punches at his head, lays him the fuck out, does his big gorilla pound on his chest. You know what I mean? I was hyped. I loved the Black Beast until that fight. I drove 4 hours to Albany to see him fight on a card once, just because he was on the card. I bought floor seats. I used to love the Black Beast. I loved him up until the Daniel Cormier fight.
Shit.
It's like, you fucking piece of shit. You go in there and don't even try. Anyone in that top 15 would have killed to be in his spot fighting for the title. And he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
He should get a job at fucking...
Jesus Christ.
Eating chicken somewhere.
I'll pick Junior.
No, he'd be a shitty cashier,
Popeyes.
too. He'd probably quit that job, too. Just like he quit in the cage. I don't want him serving me my chicken. He should get paid to eat it or something. Enter an eating contest. That's what he looks like he's pretty good at. Fucking can't stand him. But yeah, with all that said,
oh my God,
you know, back to...
amazing.
I'll try to talk a little sane here. It's just he infuriates me that much.
You think he's quitting in round 4?
I mean, what a fucking disgrace. Yeah. What a fucking disgrace.
No, keep going with the insanity.
I think Junior, yeah, like I said, makes him quit in the 4th round. I think he's going to box the shit out of him. Because when Derek hits him and Junior doesn't crumble, that's when Derek
too.
quits.
I think Junior outpoints him.
Just like when he couldn't hurt Mark Hunt. Sorry to interrupt you.
Junior won't make
he
the
couldn't
same
hurt
mistake
Mark Hunt,
Volkov
though,
did.
and then he quit against Hunt against the fence.
Oh no.
Nagano, I don't know what that fight was.
Yep.
I think they were both just.
He kind of did.
Not to be cliche, they were respective of one another's power. I think that's all that fight was. It was a terrible fight to watch, but I think that's all that was going on. They both really respected the other's power, and it affected the fight.
Oh, the worst.
They were both in fear of the other's power.
Yeah, it did.
It looked like, I'd have been more entertained by a point karate fight.
That's true. Yeah, I think Junior outpoints him for 5 rounds, I think. I don't think Junior will make the same mistake Volkov did.
Yeah. Volkov fucking... that was so
Till
dumb.
versus Masvidal.
I think Volkov could beat Daniel Cormier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he could have
Cormier
won, just
doesn't
ran
do well
away.
against tall guys. I mean, everyone's taller than him.
He's got the size.
About as tall as like a piece of shit. Definitely lies about his height. I mean, he says he's 5'11". He was like up to John Jones's cock, ready to suck it. It's like, so, Daniel 5'8" Cormier. There's no fucking way he's 5'11". Just like he fucking held onto the towel to make weight, he probably stood on his fucking tippy toes when he was getting measured.
Jesus. It's fucking crazy, man. I like Cormier, but, I mean, yeah, he's got some interesting stuff. Jorge Masvidal versus Darren Till.
Darren Till was going to kick the living shit out of that little punk.
I have to agree. I don't think... Masvidal's got to get him to the ground. I don't see how Masvidal... I mean, unless he, like... You know, I think maybe if he, like, can outpoint him or outwork him or tire him in some way, maybe. But, I mean, it's... I gotta go Darren Till. I think Darren Till's just gonna box the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Darren
Probably
Till,
finish.
TKO, whatever, round 2.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. We also, on that same card, have Gunnar Nelson and Leon Edwards. I gotta go Gunny. I'm always gonna go Gunny.
Yeah.
Fuck Leon
Gunny's
Edwards.
submission.
Probably. I'll go 3rd round. But an interesting fight also on that very same card is Volkan Ozdemir versus Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, you know, Volkan had a lot of hype behind him at one point. I feel that hype's kind of down.
Oh yeah, that Anthony Smith fight really fucked.
I think he's gonna come in there really motivated and get himself a big win.
I have to kind of agree. I mean, we don't know enough about Dominic Reyes at this point to say with specificity. So who knows? He might be just destroy him. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I think that's going to be a very close fight.
Yeah, for all we know, he's a fucking machine.
Who knows, right? I mean, he's been impressive. You know. He's been impressive, so I don't know. It's very, very possible.
Yeah.
Like, extremely possible he could win that fight. On a further card, we have Anthony Pettis and Stephen Thompson.
Anthony Pettis and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, eh? I'm gonna go...
Yeah, that's a weird fight.
Yeah, I think Thompson point fights a decision.
I think that's a fair point. I think so, too. I don't see Pettis doing anything.
Yeah, I like Pettis, but
I do too. I don't know about welterweight.
Probably gonna get picked apart.
Yeah.
Has he ever fought
To
Welter
agree.
before? Or is this just like a
Never.
stunt you're trying to pull here? A
I
beef
think-
stint or whatever season? Is this a one-fight deal, or is he just wanting to move?
I don't know. I think it's just that, he saw the fight happen and come up, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? That's kind of the idea. I don't know. I don't think that he'll do that well. I just don't think welterweight's the place for him.
Yeah.
What's the next fight coming up? Oh, Justin Gaethje, Edson Barboza.
I'm gonna have to go with Barboza. I thought about buying tickets to this card too, by the way. 'Cause it's not.
Did you?
I mean, it's a couple hours away. It's like about 2.5, 3 hours away. But I was highly considering because my brother, while he still lives in Jersey, he lives kind of on the border of PA, kind of close to Philly. So I was like, maybe I'll pick up my brother and we'll go. But then I was like, I don't know. Because it's never just the expense of the tickets, like,
Well, you have to travel, all that.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it's a lot. I just bought a new car, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
Like, literally brand new, not like a cheap car or something. I bought a brand new car, so.
No,
You gotta
definitely.
be a little more careful. I'm not
It's
broke,
understandable.
but,
No. We have...
I'll say this. If it was in Newark, New Jersey, I'd be there. Because then I don't have to worry about, like, the fucking big drive and shit, too, with my fucking new car. I won't lie, that's kind of the main reason, too. I don't know if I want to put, to a 3-hour drive in a car that I haven't had. I've had it, like, 5 days now.
This is true. What else happened? Fucking, Karolina Kowalkiewicz is going to fight Michelle Waterson.
Yeah. Wow. Man.
I'm going to go
I
Karolina
love the
on
karate
that one.
hottie. Yeah, I love the girl, and I tend to underestimate her. I want to say Carolina wins, definitely, but I'm not going to go that. I'm going to say Karate Hottie surprises us.
Really?
It's like a submission, like a big surprise, something like that. Like a big surprise. Because I'm always doubting her, so I don't want it this time.
I'm going to go Karolina by decision.
I want to do that too, but I won't do it.
It's kind of like that for the Barboza-Gaethje fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Gaethje. Which is foolish, but I'm going to trust Macaulay Culkin to get it done.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to go Barboza, maybe decision, leg kicks, body kicks, head kick, a lot of kicking.
I'm going to go with a finish. I'm going to go with a third round knockout for Gaethje. I'm going to go crazy.
Wow.
I'm already picking, just in case. Random occurrence, but why the fuck not?
Yeah. Well, I'll be
And
more
at
specific if you're going to do that. I'll go Karate Hottie round 2 sub.
Oh, nice. It's very possible. You get Karolina down, she's not as formidable.
Yeah.
At UFC 237, we have 2 confirmed fights. We got Jose Aldo, Alexander Volkanovski confirmed for that card, which is a huge fight. I mean, Aldo's looked good, so I should favor him.
I'm not. I'm
think-
going with Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
It's very possible. Volkanovski is
decision.
fucking talented. You're gonna go by decision, huh?
And
I'll
like
go
a
Aldo.
decisive decision too. 30-26.
Oh, I'm gonna go Jose Aldo by I think a body shot or something.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go
finishes him.
late though. I think it's gonna be late.
Are they
But I
the main
think
event?
Jose gets hurt.
Or co-main?
No idea yet. Not confirmed yet.
Probably the co-main.
Probably. We have BJ Penn, going back to lightweight, fighting Clay the Carpenter Guida. Confirmed.
Are you, like, joking around right now?
No, that's confirmed. I can't wait for that fight.
Come on.
BJ
They're really
BJ
gonna fight?
versus Guida. Yep.
I've always
At
wanted to
UFC.
see them fight. I don't even mind
And
that
now
they're
we're-
old right now. I was like, are you, like, trying to troll me right now?
No. I want to see that fight
It sounds
too.
like if you and I made up a fight card in UFC 3 or something
That's-
and started doing it.
Oh,
like, let's
fuck
do Guida
yeah.
versus Penn King or something like that.
I'm just glad. I mean, it's the fight that should have happened because Guida beat Pettis
Yeah.
when BJ was still champ, I think. So,
I don't know
I mean,
how
why-
Guida never got a title shot.
I don't know. I mean, but the style of fight, I guess, you don't fight, you fight a next contender, doesn't work out. I mean, fuck. I don't know. Who knows?
They both have, I want to say hard heads, even though Penn has, been finished later in his career. More often than not. But, Guida's
just
not a
want it to
guy
be a
to really
crazy
get
fight.
knocked out. You know what I mean? But
This
I
is
almost
true.
want to say Penn knocks him out and then retires.
I think
but
so.
I can easily see Guida, just classic Clay Guida, bobbing and weaving and outpointing him and winning a decision. So I'm kind of like torn.
Both are different.
Yeah, I'm
Me
kind of
too.
like torn. I say either Penn knocks him out or Guida grinds a decision.
Yeah. Nah, I'd agree with that. I'll take Penn just
And I'm
because it's hard
excited
to
for
bet
it.
against
I really,
BJ.
really love both of them. This is UFC 237. So when is
Yep.
that? Is that in April or?
Probably. It's probably April or May.
Yeah.
Depends. What do you think of the UFC's new title belts? I think they look like Power Ranger belts. I'm not a big fan of them.
I was gonna say the homo erotic version.
Oh,
It looks like they're gonna like put two
coin
together
purse.
at the cock, and they like rub dicks. Like all the champions, like it bolts them together at the front, and they just rub their penises and balls together. Like that's what that belt looks like.
Oh my god.
Like, that is the
This is
dumbest
fucking
looking
great.
belt ever.
That's pretty bad looking. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Just a chain of cocks.
Oh my god,
that should-
yeah.
Maybe that should be the
They
name
should
of
have
the
just had big
podcast.
penises sticking out of the belt.
Just strap-ons. Oh god. Well, I think that'll do it for the podcast. We went for a super long time. This is great. It just sucks that Mac this internet bitched out on him. Which, I mean, who knows? Who knows if that's true, but I'll take his word for it. Yeah, this has been, I think that'll be it for us. This is episode 1 of the Ringside Gods Podcast. I'm Project. There's King. And his controller died, apparently. So I guess I'll do his outro for him. Yeah, I think that's about it. So we're gonna sign off. You guys have a good day, and I hope more people listen to this thing when it gets released. Alright, have a good one.